Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope everything is okay in your life. In this video I will try to convey what I know about the Succession Valkyrie. Unfortunately, the Succession Valkyrie is not a very popular class lately. The class itself contains more cancels and restrictions than other Succession classes. People who have been playing BDO since the old days started to disapprove of Valkyrie and similar prerequisite classes that needs to keep their buffs on and debuff their opponents after the recently released classes inflict unconditional damage. Considering these new classes, the old classes are considered much more difficult to understand and difficult to play. In this video, as you can understand from the duration, I try to explain almost all the details in the fastest way and shortest way. What is the best PvE combo? What are the add-ons? What is the best PvE combo? What is PvE add-ons? What is PvP add-ons? Is there any way to play this class? Why is this class so difficult? I've been playing this class for 2 weeks, but I realized that I can't play like you guys. Why? May you please explain? You have to give up the basic questions you ask me and the players who love the Valkyrie class like me, like class masters, because the class doesn't give you the easy way you want and it seems like it won't. I can hear you say from a Valkyrie player who knows that you can't deal damage you saw. Yes, it happens to most people. For those who have spent years in this class, playing Valkyrie has become equivalent to breathing. You are on the verge of going crazy because you can't make easy damage without prerequisites like other classes. You have to be patient and do everything according to the book. You have 80% crit buff that you must constantly keep active on you to deal damage, which unfortunately lasts for 5 seconds. At this point, people stop playing the class directly because they adopt a game mentality that is too lazy to control this buff every 5 seconds. Also, people don't like the fact that movement is more restricted than other classes. You have 3 dashes in pre-wake, and when you open Succession another one is added and you have a total of 4 dash skills. You are trying to make up for your lack of mobility under certain conditions by using other methods and skills, but this is difficult for lazy players. Another negative situation is that these and similar classes are dependent on FPS, and BDO is a game where they can only reveal their potential with FPS over hundreds. This is a situation related to the writing of the game, and unfortunately there is no solution. If you can't get 100 or more FPS, don't make any effort to play Succession or Awakening Valkyrie. Go in and try it, but if you don't have the specified FPS value, you may encounter a negative situation that may cause you think that the character you are playing is a class other than the class of Masters players. The class is mostly based on cancels, and at low FPS, you will notice that you cannot cancel them. We talked about many negative elements. If you wish, let's talk about their positive situation. Succession Valkyrie can move much more protected than Awakening and has more advantage in protect CC. Awakening, on the other hand, has less protected CC and movements, but very high damage potential. In Succession, we can say that she has the most special utility ultimate skill in the game. She is constantly applying float CC to everyone who takes damage. In the animation makes it her ultimate stands out in space creation. However, it's very difficult to use due to its slow animation. When you meet the prerequisites we mentioned, you can easily outplay many classes in 1v1 with the Succession Valkyrie, and if you are low in damage, you can beat your opponents by catching it for the second time. There are certain situations in PvE that I need to convey to you. Succession Valkyrie is not a very effective class in PvE in these days. Yes, you can do something by spamming certain skills under certain conditions, but you realize that you cannot deal with high damage combos you see in my videos or other class masters. I guess that's another reason why people don't really want to spend time with this class. You have to accept it and play it in PvE and PvP with its prerequisites. You can learn best way by watching the class, by trying and watching. It will be foolish to expect a baby who has not learned to walk to run. You can only begin to unleash your potential when you have learned everything in the class. Like other classes, simple combos do not give a good result to play with standard add-ons. I have included an example Succession in PvE combo for you at the end of the video, but instead of memorizing it directly, please try to understand the logic underlying the combo I recorded. I have also included PvE and PvP add-ons that can be considered average for you in the descriptions, but please think about whether they fit your playstyle. There is a video on the channel that will help you in 1v1 on PvP, and instead of memorizing the combos in there, try to understand their logic. You can find the video link in the description section. After this part of the video, there are individual explanations of the skills one by one. Some movement skills skills, cancels, and average PvE combo. Please note that these and similar all classes are classes that require knowing a lot of game knowledge in advance and combining this information with the knowledge of class. While the class is subject to many limitations and prerequisites, you can really enjoy the class only if you know other classes and master the game mechanics. I hope you enjoyed the video content. It took me a long time to prepare this video and gave me a big headache. In order to thank me, you guys like the video, subscribe to my channel, turn on notification bell, share the video on your discords. Also feel free to visit my Twitch streams. Enjoy watching. Alright, let's start. I will try to explain with first absolute skills, then with prime skills. Absolute Valkyrie slash, this is your basic attack skill, LMB. As you can see, absolute forward slash, we are not using this skill most of time, but when you need filler damage, for example, when you need filler damage, you did your combo, for example, you don't have any extra skill, you can hit 3 times, maybe 4 times to give and filler and ending damage to your opponents. Absolute charging slash, we do not use this skill, just lock it. Absolute sideways cut, this is your skill that you use for movements and positioning. Absolute Severing Light, we use this skill most of the time in PvE, and this skill for only used to cancel Prime Sword of Judgment purpose. Let me show you, this is just an example. On the other hand, we are not using this skill in PvP. Absolute Glaring Slash, this is your one of the best skill in succession, but I will first show in absolute form, then we will talk about prime form. This is absolute form. As you can see, 3 times my Valkyrie spin, then the last one has bigger AoE, biggest AoE, that's in that skill. We will use that the last animation, just remember that. As you can see, bigger than the third attack of the absolute form and same animation. This skill is super armor, has down attack and down smash. We are using this skill for some cancels, and in some situation we are using this one for filler damage, keep staying super armor. Absolute Sword of Judgment, this is your signature skill on succession. First I will show absolute form. You have 3 waves, 2 cuts and 1 big sword drops on your opponents. 1, 2 and 3. As you can see, big sword drops on your opponents. On third attack, on last attack, you have bound CC. This skill has no cooldown. This bound CC is unlimited, but you don't have any protection on this skill. This is the main issue of the skill. This ultimate form adds extra attack on your skill, extra damage. Prime Sword of Judgment, almost same animation. 2 cuts, 1 big sword drops on your enemy and it bounds. 1, 2, 3. Bound CC, as you can see. No protection. This is your main DPS. This is your main damage resource on succession. This is your main burst resource on your succession. This skill has no crit rate on it, so we need that our signature skill, Celestial Spear, to use this skill to burst our enemy. We will talk about that. Absolute Sharp Light. This is your also another, we can say that second signature skill. We are using this skill mostly as second CC, no protection. It has knockdown CC, 9 seconds cooldown. Let me give an example. This is your skill. Absolute Divine Power, this is your Shift F skill. With its Ultimate Divine Power, the main damage resource is Ultimate Divine Power. Most of the time we are using Absolute Divine Power as a filler damage or to use down smash on it. Before that it has bound, but they nerfed it. They give on this skill super armor, take bounds from it. This is absolute forms animation. As you can see, small AoE, prime divine power. As you can see, kinda bigger AoE, hits on target. Of course, it has more damage than absolute form. It's also one of the usable skill on PvE, 100% crit. We are using most of time and good damage mobs on the ground. Let me show you with ultimate form. As you can see, longer animation. Let's talk about Heaven's Echo. This is your aggro skill in PvE, and also this is your accuracy buff skill on absolute. In Succession they nerfed it because they thought Succession has too much accuracy and they felt that they had to nerf it. In Succession form you have more DP per level, but you have 50-second less accuracy buff on it. Absolute has 25 DP for 60 seconds, 15% accuracy, 60 seconds. Check on the Succession. If you are playing Succession, your skills turns into left side on the skill. Succession absolute evens echo, 30 DP for 60 seconds, 15 accuracy for 10 seconds. They nerfed it, minus 50 seconds. I recommend use on level 3 evens echo because, let me explain, we mostly use Celestial Cry, our 56 Rabam, to keep accuracy buff on us permanent. This allows us to keep accuracy while we playing Succession by 12%. As you can see, all DP and self and nearby allies 20 for 60 seconds. Absolute Celestial Spear. This is your critic buff skill. It has 7-second cooldown and 5-second buff duration. It gives you 80%. It gives you 80% crit rate for 5 seconds. It also has minus 30% movement slow, and it has bound, and it is range skill. Let me show you. Ultimate Celestial Spear, it allows you to use one more time Celestial Spear if it is not on cooldown, 15 seconds cooldown. Prime Celestial Spear, kinda more damage, same animations, everything is same. Please do not forget, this is the most important skill on your character to deal damage on your opponents. Most of your skills are not 100% crit or crit rates on it. You have to use this skill to increase your damage almost double on your opponents. We talked about in the first part, the main issue why people don't play Valkyrie, that's the main problem. You have to use this Prime Celestial Spear buff always on you. You need that 100% crit rate to deal damage on your opponent. It's 80%, but we are increasing this from our passives and etc. and add-ons. You need that 80% more crit rate. Absolute Judgment of Light. You can use the skill on hotbar. Let me show you. If you want to make it faster, you can click LMB while in casting, it's cast faster. Prime Judgment of Light, you have super armor on it, stun on PvP, floating on PvE, down attack, air attack, down smash, air smash, everything on it. You have two waves, first when you up your sword, second wave when you down your sword to the ground. Let me show you. This is first wave, this is second wave, so many lights just raining on the ground. We have many cancels on it, I will talk about it later. Absolute Ultimate Raterius Charge, we are using this skill for only movement purpose. It has knockback CC, sometimes if you annoy with your opponent you can use it on it after grab, but I'm not recommended that. Here it is. Absolute Shining Dash, this is your another movement skill, and also it has some kind of attack modifier on it. It's forward guards, I will just show you in absolute form. We are not using mostly in Awakening this skill. As you can see, it was quite small distance. Let's talk about Prime Shining Dash. This is the main movement skill and also kinda main damage skill, and it's also tier 3 add-ons. Let me show you. After any dash, you can use space. Glory of Enslar, this is your Succession buff, Prime Purification. This is a skill, comes from Awakening, WC. Let me show you. It has forward guard, almost lingering forward guard. This skill has air attack modifier. If you have 100% crit on you, if your opponent's on the air, this air attack can burst your enemy. For example, in our grab, you can use WC to deal air attack damage on your opponent. SC is one of your signature skill, Prime Sanctitas de Enstar. It comes from Awakening. We mostly use this skill for movements or changing the position. As you can see, you can just jump on your opponent's heads from distance. Let me show you again. It allows you to change your position. For example, you are in a very crowded position in PvP. You can use this one to change your position or to escape. For example, 5 people trying to attack me. I'm in cube block. They just hitting me. My cube block is just melting. I can turn my camera and jump on here and I can just escape. And also it gives you 20 melee AP for 10 seconds. It has 9-second cooldowns. It's quite nice. It's iframe when start animation, iframe when you're on the air, when you land this on the ground. It's super armor. It has down attack modifier. It's quite nice skill. We are using this skill as our signature skill. So let's talk about secondary skills. Absolute Breath of Elion. This is your heal skill. Shift E. As you can see, Absolute flurry of kicks, normal kick skill, shortcut is F. I'm not using this skill. You can, if you want, you can block it. If you want, you can try to use it, but I do not recommend use this skill. Flying kick skill, we will use this skill for some cancelling animations. Absolute punishment, this is your grab skill, E. You can use this grab in any condition if you have ultimate punishment. Ultimate punishment allows you to use your grab in any condition. For example, after dash, you can immediately grab your opponent. Absolute counter skill. We were using this skill to spam R in all times, to spam R's shield throw skill, and it has float 6-second cooldown. When you use absolute counter, when you click space, it apply another damage on your opponent. As you can see, let's talk about prime counter. Same mechanics like absolute counter, but different animation, kinda. It's kinda bigger AoE. We are using this skill for some cancels while doing PvP. PvE we will talk about in the future. Absolute shield strike, shield counter, shield push. We are not using them. Just off them, block them, do whatever you want. You cannot lock this shield push. I don't know why, so do not open this skill. Shield throw. So let's talk about shield throw, one of your signature skill. We were using this skill to deal extra damage on PvE in old school times. But for now, absolute form is kinda not okay to use. Sometimes we are using to catch people with this stun CC. SQ is your shortcut. We are using this skill with SQ. As you can see, small AoE. You can spam this also. No cooldown on it. But you cannot use stun CC while on off cooldown. For prime shield throw, this is your another signature skill. While not on cooldown, this has big AoE. As you can see, kinda big AoE. On first hit, it has stun, while not on cooldown, 7 seconds, less by 5 seconds from absolute. And also, it has front guard for whole animation. As you can see, if you want to increase the duration of spinning the shields, you have to open flow spinning shield. It also applies extra damage while spinning. Just counter, this is one of the best catch skill in this Valkyrie, I think. It has 4-second cooldown, front guard, and stiffness CC on it. You have to stay in Q block form. As you can see, it's stiffen enemy. Mostly I'm using prime just counter. Same animation, everything is almost same, but it has movement speed debuff and also it has bleeding debuff on your opponents. It has kinda more damage on it. Mostly I'm using prime, but some Valkyrie is using also absolute just counter. For flow sharp counter, it applies more damage when you use skill. Absolute skyward skill, I do not recommend to use this skill. Very old skill, it needs reworks or just select the skill from skill tree, please Rabams. Shield chase, this is the skill, is your dash. These skills are the main issue when people try to play Valkyrie and they decide, I don't want to play this class. Let me show you. When you dash, your character just stands in Q block form. Actually, this is kinda good mechanic because after dash, you always protected. While dash, you always protected. As you can see, all dashes has same protection like our Q block. Let's talk about guard. The guard skill is your Q block. It gives you 20 DP for 20 seconds and recover SP when someone hits on your Q block. It's front guard. As you can see, you are in a super armor and also front guard. Vow of Trust skill. This is kinda old skill. It consumes your stamina, recovers your mana. I do not recommend to use this skill. Please just lock it. Evasion, like other classes, just lock it. Alion's Blessing skill. This is your PA skill, protected area, like Witch and Wizards. It has 6-second buff duration on it and 4 minutes cooldown. Let me show you. As you can see, Noble Vow, 10% more cast speed. This is your 62 passive. This is your passive skill. Fitness training gives you 300 HP, 20 DP. Prime Holy Prayer, it gives you 15 more DP while in succession. Infinite Mastery and Skill Hunter, like other class passives, same passives. Prime Noble Will and also another passive skill in succession gives you all resist 10% more. Let's talk about Rabam skills. Celestial Smite skill, Heaven's Echo plus Celestial Spear. Same purpose with Celestial Spear, higher cooldown, 15 seconds. As you can see, Celestial Spear, Celestial Smite. Kinda faster animation, Celestial Cry skill, the alternate version of 56 skill, Heaven's Echo plus Breath of Alien. It allows you to heal yourself 20% or heal your allies. We are also using this skill to keep 12% accuracy buff on ourselves. Divine Slam, Divine Power plus Sword of Judgment, Shift Z. It gives you 6% accuracy buff for 10 seconds. It has front guard. We were using this for down smash purpose, but in these days we are not using this that much like old times. Divine Descent, as you can see on the screen, all DP 10 for 10 seconds for all allies, all special attack damage 5% for 10 seconds, all allies and for yourself. Super armor while using this skill. Let me show you. As you can see, all DP and all special attack damage 5% more. Most of the time we are using this skill even in PvE and PvP. Divine Judgment of Light, they changed this skill and this skill, they reworked these two skills. 58 Rabam skill, LMB during Celestial Spear, or you can use this skill from hotbar. It has high cooldown, we are not using this skill, but I just tried some combos with this skill when they reworked it. You can check on my channel. And also you can see on the screen right now the thumbnail of video. You have a cancel on its LMB after Celestial Spear, Ultimate Celestial Spear or Celestial Smite. Let me show you. After Celestial Spear SE, just click LMB. As you can see, it's quite faster. In the video, I tried to use this skill without cancel animation. Shining Judgment of Light, I also talked about this skill in that video. Super armor while you moving. You can also use this skill from quick slot. Let me show you. As you can see, almost linger super armor. Alright, let's talk about our movements. Valkyrie is a class restricted by movements. People annoy with you. Wheelchaired class. They were calling us that. Wheelchaired class. In succession, most of the time we are using shield chase with control. As you can see on the screen, you have to control on your cooldowns, on dashes, on your movement skills. Every time you have to do this. As you can see on the skill explanation, all AP 4, all AP 10, all AP 16. Let me give an example. When you immediately dash one by one, it gives you all AP 16, but I do not recommend to use this. In succession, we have kinda nice and protected movements for most of time, and also our another movement skill is A or D right click. It has very small animation in iframe. If you want to cancel this one, you have to use this one with LMB, A or D, LMB, RMB. Let me give an example. As you can see, but it drains your stamina immediately. You can only use maybe 6 or 7 times and your stamina just drains. Also, you can use sideways cuts for positioning. Let me give an example. But this is not protected, do not forget. Our another and protected skill and long distance skill, Prime Shining Dash. We can use this Shining Dash skill with after normal dash or after our mini iframe skill, this one. After dash, use space to use this skill, or after AD RMB skill. Let me give an example. As you can see, you can use this one. And also after dash, you can use this one. Prime Shining Dash and Absolute Shining Dash has damage if it hits something. Let me give an example. One of the best catching skill while you're moving. You can control this mouse movement. It has 3 different hits. All hits, first attack has knockdown CC. Quite strong CC. Let me give an example. The mouse movements. As you can see, you can change the direction while you're moving with mouse. Our another movement skill is Absolute Ultimate Righteous Charge, WF. Mostly we are using this to fill distance. Another skill we are using for movements. Mostly we are not using for movements, but you can use SC as a movement skill. Another skill, Shining Judgment of Light, 58 Rabam. Space during Righteous Charge or Shining Dash. You have to push space in the middle part of animation. If you push the button, when the animation ends, you cannot use this Rabam skill. Let me give an example. It not work. as you can see in the beginning animation or middle part. Let's try with Shining Dash. As you can see, in Shining Dash animation, before ends, you can click space again and increase the distance. Okay, let's talk about cancels. Starts with Glaring Slash. You can cancel Glaring Slash after dash and with flying. Let me give an example. After dash, it looks like this. This is also protected movement. After flying kick, SF, your flying kick has to hit any opponent. As you can see, it cancels Glaring Slash. Let's talk about Sword of Judgment. When you cancel Sword of Judgment, it applies only the last attack, that extra attack damage. The first one, Absolute Severing, right? LMB, RMB and SRMB. As you can see, after Glaring Slash, you can cancel this. After Sharp Light, you can cancel this. After Celestial Spear, you can cancel this. After Ultimate Righteous Charge, you can cancel this, but you have to hit any opponent. After Shining Dash, you can cancel this. After Purification, you can cancel this. After prime counters, additional attacks, you can cancel this. I mean space. Please let me know you in the comments if I forget any cancels of Sword of Judgment. Please type on the comment section. Let's talk about Sharp Light. In succession, we can cancel Sharp Light after dash, but in Awakening, you cannot use this one. As you can see, Ultimate Divine Power, you can cancel this skill after Absolute Sword of Judgment. Just click that. As you can see, we are not using this cancel, just want to show you. Prime Divine Power cancels. You can cast Prime Divine Power kinda faster after dash. It's kinda faster, not that faster. We can cancel Prime Divine Power skill after our counter skill. Let me show you. It only works on Prime counter. As you can see, faster. Prime Judgment of Light. You have many ways to cancel this skill. First one is dash, dash and shift C. It cancel this one. Is another option. Cancel this skill after SOJ, Sword of Judgment. You can just click shift C. As you can see, another cancel for Judgment of Light. After Sancta Dance Star SC skill, you can use this skill as cancelled. As you can see, normally it applies in front of you. When you use this skill after SC, it applies around you. Another cancels for Judgment of Light. You can cancel this skill with counter skill, with prime counter skill. As LMB, just keep LMB. As you can see, another cancel. We already talked about Shining Dash cancels in movements section. I don't want to talk about it. You can use your grab after any kind of movements if you have ultimate punishment. Our shield throw skill, you can cancel this skill after Celestial Spear or Celestial Smite, SE or Shift X, as you can see. Normal animation looks like this. If you cancel with SE, it looks like this. Another cancel for shield throw, AD, RMB skill we talked about in movement section, use SQ. As you can see, let me show you again. Another cancel for shield throw. This is kinda old way. Cancel it. We were using this for PvE for good old times. You can cancel this skill with absolute counter skill. As you can see. another cancel for shield throw, but we are using this cancel as second shield throw cancel. For example, we start with SESQ, then we will use SFSQ. As you can see, the main idea of this cancel, you are canceling first shield throw with fly king, cancelled by another shield throw. Prime just counter can cancel. Prime just counter, we are using this skill after dash in most time. Because after you dash, you just stay in the Q block form. It means allows to use prime just counter, WLMB. We already talked about Divine Judgment of Light cancel in Rabam section, and we already talked about Shining Judgment of Light cancels in Rabam skill explanation section. Let's talk about PvE combo. There is no proper combo in Valkyrie, even in Succession, even in Awakening. We talked already in explanation part of video, but I will show you a simple combo that you can use while you're doing PvE. But do not forget, you have to know all your skills, and you will use almost every skills in Succession, in Awakening while you're doing PvE. Valkyrie is not that class like Guardian. You don't have unlimited DPS combo. Even if you have, example, this is a mob package, reduce DP, take your AP buff, SQ, shift LMB, SRMB, glaring slash, SRMB, and shift F might be, and your crit buff comes here. Again, you can use again this one, dash and shift C and SC again, for example. Succession Valkyrie is not good PvE class in these days. Maybe they will buff in future. I hope you like this combo. I'm not using Succession for PvE purpose. Just wanted to add this for extra information.